I don't know nothing about this movie. I don't even know nothing about the Zodiac killer. So y'all help me out here.
Well, the Zodiac killer was a guy in the late 60s, early 70s who was in San Francisco and scared the hell out of everyone. Thing is, he was never caught. So what we have here is a David Fincher movie that is 160 minutes long, but still can't tell you who the killer is.
Well, they're trying so hard to tell you the exact story, and everyone's saying, okay, this is the guy who did Seven, right? So you're like, oh yeah, it's going to be dark and messed up, and who's the chick? She's going to get her head cut off and put in a box. It's going to be awesome. But it's not that at all. It's almost like a documentary that's been fictionalized. No, that's kind of cool too, because this is like, killer never caught. He could still be among us. He could be Corey Coleman for all we know.
Well, what's he gonna do now? Was he gonna be the walking cane killer now? I mean, the geriatric killer. I mean, what?
You can mess somebody up with one of those canes. My dad used to beat the crap out of me with his walker.
Yes. Yeah, that is the thing. I mean, you hear the name David Fincher, you're thinking, man, Fight Club and Seven. And it's like, nah, this is more like an episode of Law and Order. It's like a TV police drama that just goes on for about 2 hours.
Yeah, you're sitting there and you're like, what's in the box? What's in the box? Oh, it's donuts. Oh, what's in the box? What's in the box? Oh, it's more donuts. Oh, when are we going to get to the good? Oh, okay.
Okay, so in other words, see, I've heard a lot of good things about this. Is this boring? Is what you're telling me?
It's very, very well done. The problem is the first act and the third act are really great. In the middle, we spend too much time with a character who's not the main character, and it just kind of gets away from what we're trying to focus on.
They really want to cover every single angle of this thing. And like you said, it's a Law and Order. It's like The Exorcism of Emily Rose was to The Exorcist. This is to Seven. You're like, well, wait a minute. I thought this was a serial killer movie, not a courtroom drama.
So y'all just want some more people getting killed in this. There ain't enough people dying.
Dude, it's just pointless, because it's like, okay, we know how this story is going to end. So no matter how dramatic you make it, either you're going to come back down and just let us down, or you're going to start telling some bullshit that's not even true. I mean, Zodiac is a watch, or is it?
Zodiac, wait a minute, Zodiac is what?
It's one of the red herrings in here that we don't know if it's actually a lead into the case. There's lots of stuff like that. They throw so much stuff at you, and by the end, you still don't know what was actually real and what wasn't, The
problem with this movie is that it is really, really good. And if you cut about 50 minutes to an hour out of this movie, it would be amazing. We'd all be going, wow, what a great film. The problem is it is an hour too long with too much of the superfluous stuff that we're just kind of like, what's in the box?
Yeah. I mean, in the last half, that's when they go back. Oh, wait, Jake Gyllenhaal was supposed to be the focus of this movie, wasn't he? All right, well, we'll have him just go crazy and lose his family over his obsession. I mean, it's like he turns into Jim Carrey from the number 23 toward the end, but still in the end, it's like, well, it all worked out. And
okay. Okay, so explain to me what we have here now. I told you I didn't see the movie, so is Jake Gyllenhaal the Zodiac killer?
No.
Okay, what about Mark Ruffalo? Is he the Zodiac killer?
No.
Who's the Zodiac killer? Is he in this?
Nobody knows.
Yeah, that's the thing. You don't get an answer.
Yeah.
Nobody ever caught the Zodiac killer. This movie has a theory because the book it's based on, which Jake Gyllenhaal's character wrote, has a theory as to who the Zodiac killer was, but nobody's ever proven it. So we get like 3 pages of dialogue at the end telling us it's bad enough that the movie's 160 minutes long. Then they expect you to read the ending.
That's true. It's almost like they reprint the ending of the book for you to read on the screen at the very end. Plus, you get to see that Jake Gyllenhaal's character is crazy. So how can you believe his theory in the first place?
Yeah.
You know what? Now you mention it, I think he was the killer.
There you go.
I'm not normally for the movies that want to, this is a true story and change it. But I got to admit, at the end of this, I was like, you know what? Screw it. Just make some shit up. Forget where the whole time he had dual personalities like Tyler Durden, who was actually the Zodiac killer. That would have been he's Donnie Darko, coming out. Frank the Rabbit is killing people on the side. Something, because the end you're like, really, that's it? Nothing?
It turns out it's Tobey Maguire. It's his evil plan. Exactly. Tobey Maguire versus Jake Gyllenhaal in Zodiac 2. What's in the box?
In a death match for the rights to see who gets $10 million in Spider-Man 4.
So is the movie overhyped then? Because everybody's been talking about it.
No, it's really good. It's just it comes down to your tolerance of whether you like that middle hour or not. Some people are going to forgive that middle hour and go, wow, this is a really great movie. It's a really exhaustive tale of what really happened. And some people are going to go, cut the bullshit.
If you're interested at all in this type of stuff, it is really interesting. And I mean, as far as like cinematography, the way it's filmed, yeah, it's gorgeous. I mean, Fincher pulls out all the stops. It's a beautiful film. It's well made, but people were walking out of it halfway through. Saying, "Man, fuck this! There ain't enough blood in this shit."
Were you in the theater? Were you in the theater full of black people or something?
It was a free movie preview.
Oh, hell no. You didn't just go there.
I like the way he does his black voice too. Oh hell no, man, ain't no blood in this shit for me.
I know, he sounded like the kingfish from Amos and Andy.
He sounded like Corey. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah, look at here. I don't know that I was going to be sticking around for no free movie.
Yeah, see, Brer Rabbit went to a free movie and...
Yeah, about this time the Zodiac killer was making his getaway.
Whatever you do, Master, don't throw me in that titty patch.
When did this become a review of the South? You know?
Yeah.
Zippity doo dah, zippity yay. I went to a free movie today.
Damn, get that man a hat and cane. Anyway, you know, so the movie's just all right.
It's one of the best made mediocre movies you're ever going to see.
It is an editor away from being one of the best films of the year.
Okay.
Could damn it with more faint praise, I suppose.
So the fact that the Zodiac killer is still at large, like you said, any one of us could be the Zodiac killer.
Well, except we would have been like infants walking around killing people.
Yeah, he'd be 90 years old.
Except for Martin.
Except for Martin, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he was
Martin?
I know.
Oh, sorry. Except for Leon.
Except for Leon. He was about 73 then.
Yeah. So he could have done it.
I don't know. I could have been like Chucky walking around, you know, little tights and everything.
They didn't find any barbecue sauce on any of the victims.
What the hell does that mean?
I'm just going back to the black thing. I'm sorry.
Oh man, fuck off.
Zippity doo dah.
Now, see here, I don't know that I'm going to be sticking around for no free movie that's going to be this long, yo.